Office yoga skill. Office yoga skill. Author Govinda Luitel. Office yoga skill was written and be ready to publish on 2nd January 2014 AD. However, it was ready and unpublished, but and visually publishing today on April 15, 2020. It is the date Office Yoga Skill is being visualized today. April 15, Wednesday, 2020. And it has 16 chapters. Chapter number 1, Introduction to Office Yoga Skill. 2, Micro Exercise. 3, Pranayama, breathing. 4, Yogasana, yoga posture. 5, Surya Namaskar, sun salutation. 6, Bandha, closings. 7, Mudra, fingers position. 8, meditation. 9, acupressure. 10, yogic massage. 11, yogic food habits. 12, super learning memorex. 13, mantras, songs, satires, jokes, and poems. 14, chair yoga skill. 15, water yoga. And 16, academics. And this dedication of practice is practices to yoga practitioners in the world. Chapter 1, Introduction to Office Yoga Skill. Office Yoga Skill. Yoga is a method by which to obtain of one's latent powers. It offers the means to reach complete self-realization. The literal meaning of the Sanskrit word yog or yoga is known as yoga. Its earliest definition was a means for uniting the individual spirit with the universal spirit or will. May at first glance seem a contradiction of the other, but the confusion disappears once we take into the account that realization of self cannot be achieved without the recognition and acceptance of one's place in and relationship to the universe as a whole. Lexicography mentions that yoga is a system of exercises for your body and for controlling your breathing used by people who want to become fitter or to relax. In another word, yoga is a philosophy that teaches you how to control your body and mind in the belief that you can become united with the spirit of the universe in this way. Yogic refers yogic techniques. However, yogi or yogis, plural, means an expert in or a teacher of or the philosophy of yoga. Yogic flying is the activity of meditating while sitting in a lotus position with the crossed legs and pushing yourself off the ground. Yogi flyer is its noun. The school of yoga are numerous. First and the most widespread, as well as the one best known in our hemisphere, is Hatha Yoga. The Sanskrit word Hatha originates from the combination of two Bija mantras, Ha and Tha. The Bija mantra, Ha, represents the solar flow in Pingala, and Tha signifies the lunar flow in Ida Nadi. These are two opposing forces in the universe, the positive and negative, which manifest in man as the mental force in Ida Nadi and pranic force associated with physical dynamism in Pingala Nadi. The purpose of Hatha Yoga is to establish perfect harmony between these two panic flows. When they are perfectly balanced, prana will begin to flow in Sushumna, the most important nadi in the psychic body. By Lord Shiva, sometimes known as Mahadeva, in the golden era, yoga was originated in 84,000 styles while teaching orally to his disciple Parvati is known lovely as Paru. Shiva was the greatest yogi of the era, and his teaching brought the great revelation of the benefits of the yoga to the entire world. However, such oral yoga skills were written by Yogi Rishi Patanjali into the written textures for the universe advantage in the human era. There was no any modern hospital in the time of human evolution, and only the yoga was there to protect the lives of the people in that time. However, in modern time, Swami Ramadeva generalized to yoga to make easy to understand by the general people and its benefit revealed effectively to popularize the yoga worldwide. Experts analyze that yoga is a skill which can enable the wellness of our body and mind. Originally, yoga was pronounced as yog only, and later as yoga, which is spread all over the world to make the better health without artificial treatment. Actually, yog is a Sanskrit language word which was derived from yuja or yoke, that means to unify or unite or join. And yoga had two purposes. One was to make the body well, and the last was to obtain enlightenment, samadhi. And however, up to today, only one part, body wellness, is being widely practiced around the world by means of yoga. As you are working in your office, you can do the yoga. No one knows about it that you are doing yoga in your office. However, you are silently making your health better and better. Yoga is a part of our activities. Even its official activities can be included in the yogic practices while operating office businesses. Some of activities cannot be separated from our lives. Therefore, if we add a few yogic actions into our work, either office or home, our lives can be really healthy and better. And healthy action can be obtained from yogic practice, so healthy action in your office can increase the efficiency for the human benefit. Some of the people do the yoga and they never think repenting in their lives. So the office yoga is very important in the human race and lives, and such activities can include the office yoga, such as sitting, standing, sleeping, walking, meeting, working, studying, eating, enjoying, praying, resting, and sexing. Yoga has its one therapy, which is a specialized form of yogic culture. Yoga is different from the medical system because in it, the external agent, the medicine, does not play the primary role of the restoring health of the patient. It is the patient himself. It is the patient himself whose personal understanding, constant and careful practice, devoted and dedicated, design cure his disease in the yogic system. When ease can be turned into disease, yoga is an internal solution to everyone. Yoga is an ancient science and art. Its aim is self-realization through self-reliance. Orderly, leisure and discipliner form the word of yogic methodology, starting from yama and niyama. The pupils proceed slowly but swiftly to yogasanas, pranayamas, and after mastering these primary essential steps, journey is initiated into the sanctum of dhyana and samadhi. Further, it is claimed that allopathy is by far the most popular of medical systems prevalent to all over the world. It has relegated Ayurveda and other indigenous medical systems to a secondary position. But it is common knowledge that more and more people are getting disenchanted with it due to overriding awareness of the deadly side effects of certain medicines. Even such medicines have been considered life-saving and panacea so far. It is fact that while drugs can save lives, they can also cause an irreparable harm. Of course, it can be said that drugs do give us immediate relief, but their adverse effects surface after some time. When we swallow capsules and tablets, we do not realize that these harmless looking things can do harm to us. Yoga lives up to famous English proverb, cleanliness is next to godliness. This is the proverb. Cleanliness is next to the godliness. It lays consideration, emphasis on personal cleanliness because in the absence of neat and clean body, yogic perfection cannot be achieved. So instead of depending on thoughtless use of drugs, let us go opt for yoga, which shows us a way to perfect health. Office Yoga Skill or Yogic Science is an interesting book which can grant the yogic knowledge in the scientific system to the yoga practitioners around the world. Yogic science has the key ideologies about the skills of introducing to office yoga skill, micro exercise, pranayama, breathing, yogasana, yoga postures, Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, bandha, closings, mudra, finger positions, meditation, acupressure, yogic massage, yogic food habits, yogic super learning, memorex, mantra, songs, satires, and poems. And chair yoga skill, water yoga, and academics. Doing yoga means increasing the ability of energizing, building, and protecting to our body by means of following yogic instruments. These yogic vehicles are as follows in this yogic science. 1. Introduction to the office yoga skill. 2. Micro exercise. 3. Pranayama, breathing. 4. Yogasana, yoga postures. 5. Surya Namaskar, sun salutation. 6. Bandha, closings. 7. Mudra, fingers position. 8. Meditation. 9. Acupressure. 10. Yogic massage. 11. Food habits. 12. Super learning, memorex. 13. Mantras, songs, satires, jokes, and poems. 14. Chair yoga skill. 15. Water yoga. 16. Academics. In short, if it is analyzed the above entitlement, perhaps office yoga skill or a yogic science is known as to do yoga sacredly in the office to be the healthy in the body and efficient in the office. That what can be enhanced by the Nepalese yoga. In fact, micro exercise is known as slow process of the exercises. Besides this, pranayama is a system of breathing to consume more oxygen into the lungs. Along with this, yogasana is known as a yoga posture. Of course, then Surya Namaskar is defined as a sun salutation, and next bandha is considered as to closing inside the organs of the body. Then, in the beat of the yoga, mudra is the fingers position. Interestingly, meditation is considered as reflection of the thought and relaxations. Obviously, acupressure is a diagnosis process of the yogic science. De jure, massage is an ultimate aim of yoga achievement. And one of the most interesting in yogic system is a food habit that what can manage the body systematization. Afterwards, super learning is a yogic memorex or memory gain as a disciple. And then after mantras can be represented as song, satire, joke, and poem. Clearly, then, chair yoga skill is mint office yoga skill. Then, water yoga means using water doing yoga. Finally, academics can be understood as gaining and passing the academic degrees in yogic science from the recognized or authorized universities. However, yoga has a problem too. That is either it makes the health better or not. If the healthiness or the fitness cannot be increased, no one likes to practice the yoga. Therefore, primary goal of yoga is to make the health better. However, secondarily, the whole personal or public life can be changed into the positive direction just practicing yoga every day in the morning. The precondition of doing yoga is to practice in the morning or in your free time with the empty stomach. So, illness plus yoga is equal to cures. Is illness is cured by yoga? Yes or no? This is a great debate between the yogis and doctors. However, yogis are the degree holder of the yoga and their claim is true. Doctors have no any degree about yoga and they have no right to claim about yoga what or how it works or not. For example, engineer can give opinion about engines not by doctors. So in the matter of yogic science also, doctors have no right to opinionate about yoga. Ultimately, I can say that if the yoga is practiced systematically, many positive healthy advantages on human bodies can be seen and realized. So yoga is a realized science in practice, not just looking to others only what they do. Precaution of performing yoga is also the most important factor. If the practitioner has done medical operation to the bodies of the organs, such individuals cannot practice yoga. According to the disease, if the yogis cannot practice it, perhaps yoga can harm to the health. Therefore, precaution must be taken, either reading the yogic text or asking to the teacher of yoga. I personally recommend that after learning yoga from the yoga teacher systematically, you can practice a daily basis for the better and positive effect to your body. However, I never tell you that without learning yoga properly, you practice, especially you can break your tissues or organs, then health problem may be arisen just doing yoga. To communicate yoga to public, it needs a better communicative power. Since the dawn of the civilization, man expressed his ideas in different ways and language to exchange their feeling. The way of exchanging the emotion and feeling is known as communication. Planning and preparing an informative speech to yogic science can be intimidating, especially if you are relatively new to formal public speaking. Relevant speeches are good speeches. If it matters to the audience, then they will listen. For example, to office yoga skill or yogic science. Make sure that you convey a positive attitude and bring dynamism to your speech. People will most probably remember this, if nothing else, and this will perhaps cause the central message of your speech to be better received. Nature has every solution. Even effective family planning can be done by using urine after the sex. So yoga has an effective measure to learn for a better life. And there are hundreds of health problems. However, as an example, only a type of quality urine can be cured them. Ashtanga yoga is a reality. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, or samadhi. Yoga versus niroga. Yoga makes niroga. Yoga is a unification, and a nirog is a healthy life. Yoga versus bhoga. Bhoga, yoga gives the better life, and bhoga gives the death. Bhoga means a careless consumption or action of everything. To be a successful yoga trainer, you must receive the visitor in a perfect way. It is very important to make the people feel like a home. In this case, even giving and receiving gifts can be an effective action. Small talk and socializing with the personal manners can enhance the business relationship, especially discussing the ideas and exchanging opinions with a topic. For example, office yoga skill can enhance the better relationship to the potential customers. It must be realized that everyone is your future clients. Organizing the yoga event is a key to success in a yoga business. These are some instructions for organizing the event. Involve helpers at an early stage in the planning of a new event. Try to be original. When planning an event in order to make it memorable, choose a venue or a celebrity guest to link with the theme of your event. Avoid setting an adverse date, such as an outdoor event in winter. Check speakers' credentials to ensure they have the right expertise. Select a venue that complements your corporate image. Carefully consider what you hope to achieve by exhibiting. Avoid overstaffing your stand. It will deter visitors. Your skill with people determines the quality of your business, yoga business, life, your family life, or your social life. To convey the people, speak through third person. Don't tell yourself one story. For example, to yoga practice owner. It is the human nature of people to be skeptical of you and of what you say when you are saying things that are to your one advantage. That better way is for you not to make the statement directly but to quote somebody. Let somebody else make the statement for you, even if that somebody else isn't even present. For example, if you are asked if the product or yoga service you sell will last a long time, you might answer, my next door neighbor has used or practiced for 5 years and it is very good. In effect, your next door neighbor is answering the question for you, even though he isn't around. For instance, if you were applying for a position, yoga instructor, and the prospective employer wondered if you could do the work, and you would mention how well pleased your past employers have been, etc. The people you are talking to will be more impressed than if you were to answer. It's an odd thing, but people want to have the slightest doubt that what you tell them indirectly is true. Yet they will be highly skeptical if you say it yourself. So speak through third person, quote people, relate success stories, cite facts and statistics. Karma yogi ni versus karma yogi ni versus bhoga yogi ni can be a debate. Karma yogi ni karma yogi, let's say karma yogi versus bhoga yogi, or karma yoni versus bhoga yoni can be debated. Karma yoni is a human who learns everything after the birth. Bhoga yoni is an animal or insect or bird who learns only the limited survival skills. And therefore, training of yoga is known as karma yoni or karma joni. If it is thought to be the younger age all the times, it is possible by the physical exercises. This is only the solution to be looked young. For this, first priority must be given to air or oxygen. which can be obtained from pranayama. Second priority must be given to the food and the water, and final priority must be given to physical priority. If it is done, none can be older. It is supposed the individual remains younger, look all times of life. Quote, Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga means yoga. Chitta vritti nirodha means clean the mind. It means yoga can clean the mind, a person. Chitta is known as mind or soul. Mind can wave and bring continuously a thought as a word, form, juice, smell, or thought. Therefore, mind makes to brain into a mood as action, angry, greedy, temptation, jealous, mistaking, fearfulness, so on. Mind brings such a thought into the brain all times. When such a state is being stopped and comes only the good thought in mind or brain is known as yoga. A morning 6 equals the yoga. It's a research published in a newspaper in Nepal. It is mentioned that British researcher found that morning 6 can cure the disease if done between husband and wife. King's University in Belfast did a research and found that 3 times 6 in the morning in a week can cure the heart strike and can bring down blood pressure problem. A journal named New Scientist published that morning dawn 6 can cure the migraine and arthritis, and further claimed that morning 6 can destroy about 300 calories and sugar, disease, diabetes, mellitus. Risks can go down highly. Morning 6 can create a testosterone hormone, which can make bone and muscles stronger. Some problems can be cured. For example, osteoporosis, which makes the bone thin, can be cured. And morning 6 can increase the lady's estrogen hormone, which can shine the face and the hair. Furthermore, researchers of the Yale School of Medicine found that morning 6 can increase the endometriosis, which can increase the power of fighting the disease. It means immunity power can be stronger. In short, all these morning 6 benefits can be found if yoga is done systematically in the morning. Albert Einstein said that action, play, or continuation are the key mastery of success. Action or work is done by everyone. Continuation is also done by everyone. However, a lila is not done by everyone to action. Lila is known as playing to action. If action is just continued, success never comes. It is better to play or do the lila. Success comes automatically. So yoga is played, not acted or else. After all, if there is a mate ready, the great aim that is really good and minor aim can be necessary. However, without a great aim, such a minor aim has no meaning in life. That's why Shiva Khera said once, successful people don't do different thing, and they do things different. So today we are going to play the office yoga scale, means yogic signs. When you are ready for playing, there is morning and not evening. So who are the successful persons? They used to write everything in their diaries. There is no matter but motion. So yoga creates the motion into the body. If you change the mind thought, and you can change the physical body towards to the better path. Therefore, situation was in your hands yesterday. The situation is in your hands today also. And the situation will remain in your hands tomorrow also. So this is the time starting yoga practice systematically. And creativity forgives the tension and problems. Creativity is an imagination. Without it, no success can be brought down. For example, office yoga skill or yogic science is an imagination. If you practice to love, you can be you can be lovely. If you practice to become brave, you can be brave person. And if you practice your imagination, you can become a creative person to get a better success. For example, a shop was very busy with customers all the day, and one was empty to clients all the day. The mystery of both was busy shopkeeper has written sale in busy sale, and dry shopkeeper has written main entrance. Who has written the busy sale? That shopkeeper was using his creative brain. By the yoga practice or using the domestic food can be cured even such a diseases. And curable diseases are anemia, jaundice, hepatitis A, B, and C, hematological disorders, and hepatic splenomegaly. Beneficial food to this disease is wheat, barley, gram, bread, mixed rice, pulses. Green leafy vegetables is palak, methi, narabete, gourd, ghiraula, kumari, tinda, pumpkins, parval, chaulai, cucumber, radish, papaya, manusami, pomegranate, anar, apple, orange, lychee, bagu gosa, fruit, grapes, coconut, water, sugar, misery, amala, munaka, kishmish, milk of goat or cow, fresh curd, mohi, rasgulla, shocking sugar cane, and their juices are nice. Some of the harmful domestic foods are hot spices, chili, oil, sweet, stale food, bread, puri, paratha, ghee, potato rice, turmeric, milk star, yellow stoves, kula tea, mustard, garlic, halua, kachauri, sandwiches, pizza, burger, tea, coffee, cold drinks, unda, rajama, gram, pulse or musari, modern marketed food. Now let's go ahead. And understanding basic anatomy and physiology is a key part of your yoga practice. It is observed the shell by microscope. The following formation can be seen. Cell formation. Cell is a collection of various particles. For example, 1. Plasma membrane. 2. Nucleus. 3. Endoplasmic reticulum. 3. Golgi apparatus. 4. Lysome. 6. 6. Mitochondria. 7. Microfilaments and tubules. Tissue formation. Tissue is a collection of various cells. For example, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, nervous tissue. Skin formation. 1. Epidermis outer layer. 2. Dermis inner layer. Ear formation. Number 1. External outer ear. 2. Mid-ear. 3. Internal inner ear. And hearing power. Number 1. Normal hearing power 0 to 23 dB decibel. And number 2, mid hearing loss 26 to 40 dB decibel. Number 3, moderate hearing loss 41 to 60 decibel. And 4, severe hearing loss 61 to 80 decibel. And profound hearing loss 80 decibel and above. Formation of eyes. Number 1, outer layer, sclera and cornea. And number 2, middle layer, choroid, ciliary body, iris, lenses, and retina. Other organs of eyes. Number 1, eyebrows. 2, eyelash. 3, eyelid. 4, laryngeal apparatus. Muscular system. Muscular system is formatted consisting of from muscle cells. Number 1, voluntary or striated or skeletal muscle. Number 2, involuntary or visceral or smooth muscle. Number 3, cardiac muscle. Skeletal system. Bone is formatted from the toughest tissues where such materials can be found. Number 1, water 20%. Number 2, organic matter 30 to 40%, minerals 40 to 50%. There are 2 types of bones on the basis of formation. Number 1, compact bones. Number 2, spongy bones. Digestive systems. Digestive system is identified saying alimentary canal, whose main function is to digest the food. Main organs of digestive foods are as follows. 1, mouth. Number 2, pharynx. Number 3, esophagus. 4, stomach. 5, small intestine. 6, large intestine. 7, rectum and anus. And other helpful organs for digestive systems are: number 1, 3 pairs of salivary glands. 2, pancreas. 3, gallbladder. 4, liver. 5, tongue. 6, tooth. 7, bile. Respiratory system. Respiratory system inhales the oxygen and exhales the carbon dioxide. Oxygen of respiratory system are as follows. Organs of respiratory system are as follows. Number 1, nose. 2, pharynx. 3, larynx. 4, trachea. 5, bronchi. 6, bronchioles. 7, lungs. Eight, various respiratory muscles. Action of respiratory is as: number 1, inspiration, taking in the breath. 2, expiration, taking out the breath. Heart pumps the blood of the body. The main function of heart is to push the oxygen which came from lungs towards the big pulses. Heart has 3 layers: outer layer, pericardium. 2, middle layer, myocardium. 3, inner layer, endocardium. These pipes can carry out blood from the heart. Number 1, aorta. Number 2, pulmonary artery. 3, coronary artery. These pipes can carry in blood into the heart. 1, vena cava. 2, pulmonary vein. 3, coronary artery. Blood. 55% is plasma and 45% is cell in the blood. Blood can be formatted by the 3 types of cells. Number 1, white blood cells. Number 2, red blood cells. Number 3, platelets. WBC. White blood cell or WBC is known as leukocytes. These are the biggest types of blood cells, and they have the nucleus 4,000 to 11,000 per dense millimeter can be found in WBC. There are 5 types of WBC and known as immunity system 2. Number 1, neutrophils. 40 to 75% works for protecting body from the germs. Number 2, basophils, less than 1% works for producing histamine. Number 3, eosinophils, 1 to 6% works for protecting body from the germs. Number 4, lymphocytes, 20 to 30% works for producing antibody against the germs. 5, monocytes, 2 to 10% works against germs and produces macrophage. RBC, red blood cells are known as RBC. Its average size is 7 microns. RBC has no nucleus. RBC's plasma has a type of protein which is known as a hemoglobin. This hemoglobin can bind the oxygen within it, and which cell needs oxygen, such oxygen is given. RBC is made in the bone marrow, and its average age is 120 days. Plasma. Plasma is the smallest cell in the blood. It has no nucleus. Plasma is very important to freeze the blood if one is created. Bleeding can be stopped by the presence of plasma per millimeter. Plasma quantity is 150,000 to 450,000. Average age of plasma is 8 to 11 days. Blood circulations. Systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation, portal circulation. Cardiac cycles. When heart throws the blood for circulation, the system is known as cardiac cycles. The heart throws the blood per minute from 72 to 80 times. Activities of cardiac cycles are: number 1, aerial contraction. Number 2, ventricular contraction. Number 3, relaxations. Pulse rates of heart is 72 to 80 times per minute. Blood pressure. General blood pressure is 120 to 80 mercury. The highest 120 is known as the systolic pressure, and the lowest 80 is known as the diastolic pressure. For example, urinary system. Urinary system exits the waste liquid from the body. The following parts are in this system. Number 1, kidneys. Number 2, ureter. Number 3, urinary bladder. Number 4, urethra. The function of the kidneys are the filtration, reabsorption, and the secretion. Reproductive system. The function of the reproductive system is to produce offerings and to continue generation. Pelvis organs. Number 1, sigmoid colon and rectum. Number 2, urinary bladder. Female organs. Number 1, external genitalia. A, labia majora. B, labia minora. C, clitoris. D, hymen. E, mons pubic. F, vestibular gland. Number 2, internal genitalia. A, vagina. B, uterus. C, fallopian tube. D, ovary. Puberty. Puberty can be seen to the female from 12 to 14 years of age, developing all the organs: uterus, fallopian tube, menstruations, breast, vagina, pelvic cavity, so on. Menstruation cycle. In the age from 15 to 45, every woman's waste blood, broken egg, goes out in every month as the day from 26 to 30. That system is known as menstruation. If in 10 to 20 days of the safe intercourse is done, natural family planning can be followed, and there is no chance of having to be a pregnancy. Male organs: 1, testes. 2, epididymis. 3. Vas deferens. 4. Supramatic cord. 5. Seminal cord vesicle. 6. Ejaculatory duct. 7. Prostate gland. 8. Penis and urethra. Fertilization and reproduction. From male, when 20 from male when 2,000 to 3,000 sperms come out to insert only one sperm into the ovum, then the fertilization starts. Male either 22 plus X or 22 plus Y chromosome mixes with the woman ovum. Then female 22 plus X mixes for the fertilization. 44 XX becomes a daughter and 44 XY becomes a male. A nervous system. Nervous system sends the motion or alertness externally or internally, cooperating with the various organs of body. Nervous system can be divided into 3 parts. Number 1, central nervous system. Number 2, peripheral nervous system. And number 3, autonomic nervous system. Nervous system has a neuron, a nerve cell, so on. Nerve types: 1, sensory nerve. 2, motor nerve. 3, mixed nerve. Brain has 20% weight of everybody. Brain has 20% weight of everybody. Organs of the brain are: 1, cerebrum. 2, midbrain. 3, pons varolii. 4, medulla oblongata. 5, cerebellum. Endocrine system. Endocrine system produces the various hormones. Such hormones can produce different juices which are directly mixed into the blood to make the particular effect. Organs of endocrine. Number 1, pituitary gland. 2, thyroid gland. 3, parathyroid gland. 4, adrenal gland. 5, islet of pancreas. 6, pineal gland. 7, ovary. 8, test. Some issues about the anatomy and the physiology in the health and illnesses are vital for the yoga practitioners. Plasma is mainly water with a wide range of substances dissolved or suspended in it. These include nutrients absorbed from the alimentary canal, and B, oxygen absorbed from the lungs. Communications. Thus, the sense organs are as follows for the communications in the body. Number 1, sight, eyes. Number 2, hearing, ears. Number 3, balance, ears. Number 4, smell, nose. Number 5, taste, tongue. Oxygen intake. Oxygen is a gas that makes up about 20% of the atmospheric air. A continuous supply is essential for human life because most chemical activities that take place in the body cells can cure only in its presence. Oxygen is needed in the series of chemical reactions that result in the release of energy from nutrients. Our respiratory system carries air between the nose and lungs during the breathing. Air passes through the system of passage consisting of the pharynx, also part of the alimentary canal, and the larynx, voice box, and trachea, 2 bronchia, 1 bronchus to each lung, and a larger number of bronchial passages. These end in alveoli, millions of thin air sacs in each lung. They are surrounded by a network of tiny capillaries and are the sites where the vital process of gas exchange between the lungs and the blood takes place. However, nitrogen, which makes up about 80% of atmospheric air, is breathed in and out. But in this gaseous form, it cannot be used by the body. The nitrogen needed by the body is present in protein containing foods, mainly meat and fish. Digestion. The digestive system has developed because the food eaten is chemically complex and seldom in the form and the body cells can use. Its function is to break down or digestive food so that it can be absorbed into the circulation and then used by body cells. The digestive system consists of the alimentary tract and necessary glands. Alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is a tube that begins at mouth and continues through the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small and large intestines, rectum and anus glands. The accessory organs situated outside the alimentary canal with the ducts leading into it are the salivary glands, pancreas and liver. There are so many small glands situated in the walls of the alimentary canal. Most of these glands synthesizes digestive enzymes that are involved in the chemical breakdown of food. Metabolism. Metabolism is sum total of the chemical activity in the body. It consists of two groups of processes. Number A, anabolism, the building or synthesizing the large and complex substances, and B, catabolism, breaking down substances to provide energy and raw material for anabolism, substances for excretion as waste. The sources of energy are mainly the carbohydrates and fats provided by the diet. If these are in short supply, proteins are used. Resistance and immunity. Body has many means of self-protection from invaders. They are divided into categories: specific and non-specific defense mechanism. Non-specific defense mechanism. These are effective against any invaders. Protein can be divided by the skin. Other protective features are at the body surfaces. For example, mucus secreted by mucous membranes traps microbes and other foreign materials on it. It's sticky surface. Some body fluids contain antimicrobial substances. For instance, gastric juice contains the hydrochloride acid, which kills most ingested microbes. Following the successful invasion, other non-specific processes may occur, including the inflammatory response, which is also involved in tissue healing. Specific defense mechanisms. The body generates a specific immune response against any substance is identified as foreign. Such substances are called antigens and include A, bacteria and other microbes, B, cancer cells or transplanted tissue cells, C, pollen from flowers and plants. Following exposure to an antigen, lifelong immunity against further invasion by the same antigen usually develops. Over lifetime, an individual gradually builds up immunity to millions of antigens. Allergic reactions are abnormally powerful immune responses to an antigen that usually poses no threat to the body. Okay, and etiology. Disease is usually caused by one or more of the limited number of factors, including genetic abnormalities, either inherited or acquired, infection by microbes or parasites, for example, viruses, bacteria, or worms, chemicals, ionizing radiation, physical trauma, degeneration, for example, excessive use or aging. Pathogenesis. The main processes of causing illness or disease are as follows. 1. Inflammation. This is a tissue response to damage by, for example, trauma, invasion of microbes. Inflammatory conditions are recognized by the suffix. It is like appendicitis. Number 2. Tumors. These arise when the rate of cell production exceeds that of normal cell destruction, causing a mass to develop. tumors are recognized by the suffix oma. For example, carcinoma, abnormal immune mechanisms. There are the response of normally protective immune system that causes undesirable effects. Thrombosis, embolism, or infarction. These are the effects and consequences of abnormal changes in the blood and or blood vessels walls. Number 5, degeneration. This is often associated with normal aging, but also arises prematurely when structures deteriorate, causing impaired function. 6, metabolic abnormalities cause undesirable effects like phenylketonuria. Genetic abnormalities may be either inherited or caused by environmental factors such as exposure to ionizing radiation. Atomic structure. Atoms are made of the three main types of particles. 1, protons are particles present in the nucleus or central part of the atom. Each proton has a 1 unit of positive electrical charge and 1 atomic mass unit. Neutrons are also found in the nucleus of the atom. They have no electrical charges and 1 atom mass unit. Electrons are particles which involve in orbit around the nucleus of the atom at the distance from it. As the planets revolve around the sun, each electron carries 1 unit of negative electrical charge, and its mass is so small that it can be disregarded when compared with the mass of other particles. Electrolytes. An ionic compound, for example, sodium chloride in solution in water, is called an electrolytes because it can conduct electricity. Electrolytes are important body constituents because 1, some conduct electricity essentially for muscles and nerve function. 2, some exert osmotic pressure keeping body fluids in their worn compartments. 3, some function in acid-base balance as buffers to resist pH changes in body fluids. Carbohydrates. The carbohydrates are also sugars. Carbohydrates are also sugars. The carbohydrates are composed of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen, and the carbon atoms are normally arranged in a ring with the oxygen and hydrogen atoms linked to them. Proteins. Proteins are made from amino acids joined together and are the main family of molecules from which the human body is built. Protein molecules vary enormously in size, shape, chemical constituents, and the functions. Many important groups of biological active substance are protein, like number 1, for example, number 1, carrier molecules is hemoglobin. Number 2, enzymes. Number 3, many hormones like insulin. And number 4, antibodies. Mutation. Cells are said to mutate when their genetic makeup is altered in any way. The mutation may cause A, no significant change in cell function. B, the modification of cell function that may cause a physiological abnormality but does not prevent cell growth and multiplication, like inborn errors of metabolism, defective blood clotting. C, death of the cell. Diffusion. Small substances diffuse down concentration gradient crossing membrane by number 1, dissolving in the liquid part of the membrane like lipid soluble substances, oxygen, carbon dioxide, fatty acids, and asteroids. And number 2, passing through water-filled channels or pores in the membrane. For example, small water soluble substance like sodium, potassium, calcium. connective tissue. Major function of connective tissues are binding and structural support, A, those A, and B, protection, C, transport, and D, insulation. Nervous system. Two types of tissue are found in the nervous system. A, excitable cells. These are called neurons, and they initiate, receive, conduct, and transmit information. B, non